With just 9 weeks to go before Election Day, top Democrats, including House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, are amping up the pressure on the Director of National Intelligence today to resume in-person briefings to Congress on foreign election interference. In a letter to DNI John Ratcliffe, the Democratic leaders write, quote, "If you are unwilling to resume election-related briefings to Congress, we will have no choice but to consider the full range of tools available to compel compliance." For more on what tools they may have in mind, we are joined now by Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi. Madam Speaker, I spoke to a former very senior intelligence official who described this move by Ratcliffe as truly unprecedented. Have there been any back-channel conversations with other heads of with the CIA or other intelligence agencies? You have a lot of relationships in the intelligence community that give you any hope that in-person briefings might resume?
Well, let's get back to basics. And Nicole, thank you for the opportunity to talk about this very serious subject, because it's about our national security and it's about our democracy. The National Security Act of 1947 stated very clearly that the Intelligence Community should fully and currently keep the Congress of the United States briefed. What they're doing now, of course, is in violation of that law. They're trying, though, to just hooking it up with some of the other things they're doing to confuse the public when it comes to the elections, and we cannot let them do that. The American people, I do believe, think that they should determine who the next president of the United States is, not Vladimir Putin. So, again, anyone who's been involved in the intelligence community, and I for over 25 years, it's my place where I was forged in the Congress and the intelligence community, and back then it was not partisan. They understand that this is wrong, and that again. But what are we doing? We're talking about it instead of talking about the fact that the president has been a total failure when it comes to stopping the virus. That the president wants to confuse people when it comes to voting, and so that they might not cast a vote. And this is another way to interfere with the elections in our country, so that people might not have the proper information and so just decide not to vote. But we can't let them do that, because, again, it's not just about voting, as important as that is. It's about our national security of our country. And when a foreign power tries to interfere, and the intelligence community is an accomplice to withholding that information from the American people. By the way, this information belongs to the American people. It belongs to the Congress. The administration they are the custodian of the information. But as I've always fought for more and more members to have better and more current and fuller access to the information, of course, protecting sources and methods.
I take your point, and it's one I heard in the last hour from Rick Stengel about all these political fights where Donald Trump has loyal foot soldiers distracting from the colossal failure at the center of his presidency. I think we're at more than close to 185,000 Americans have lost their lives. It's 185,000 families blown up, inner circles, moms, dads, sometimes kids gone forever, people who were alive 6 months ago. Are you concerned that just the conversation around what should be a shared loss, a shared tragedy, is still so polarized by Donald Trump, either his convention where he pretended it wasn't happening, by, I think you described it as tragically stuck, the latest COVID relief legislation? I mean, how are we failing the victims of a global pandemic?
Well, the president of the United States is central to that failure because he rejects science. And he rejects governance. He doesn't want testing because that'll produce more people with infections. He thinks the test causes the infection. No, it helps us measure. And it helps us measure the communities of color who are disproportionately affected by all of this. So from the start, he was in denial, delay, distortion, called it a hoax, And again, he just would not accept the science that says you must test, trace, treat, you must wear your mask, you must have sanitation, you must have social distancing. What bigger sign of disdain and defiance of science could the president have had but to have all those people gathered on the White House lawn, sitting next to each other, no social distancing, rarely anyone with a mask, than to say, as a very bad example to the country, it's okay to do this. What he's basically saying to America's families, I know better than you what's good for your family.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.